On the left-hand side, we got the members of Avalanche. Cash and Ashes is going to be on the Stukov. We've got, I like men, I think? No, that's going to be great for me in clips. As on the Artanis, we have Dragon Fury on the Falstead. Skeptic is going to be on the Li Ming. And, Faquanus? Sure, is going to be on the Arthas. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Spooky Ghost. We're going to be seeing Rothgoth on the ETC. Caldius, I think, is going to be on the Gul'dan. We've got Little Wolf on that Malfurion Boundary. X is going to be on the Phoenix, and we've got Eric with an AK on the Ura. Let's go ahead and get into mid lane and check out what our level 1s are going to look like, as well as our first engagement, as we just have some sprays coming out here. A little bit of initial poke into the wave, but no one really stepping too far out. Dauntless will be picked up by the Ura at level 1, which makes a lot of sense because of the 50 armor. I mean, we did see a game couple days ago. No, I think it was actually, no, it was Sunday. Sunday we had a game where someone didn't take Dauntless. They took the heal off of basic abilities, then, well, using a basic ability and then autoing into a hero gives you some healing, and like that one just, I don't know why it was picked up. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not a big fan of it. Like Dauntless feels like it just at this point should just be baked into hero. Like it feels like it should just be part of her at this point. Falstead will be going into the Gathering Storm at level 1, looking to be able to get some of that stacking and some poke damage increased in their favor, as Bandit's trying to chime in with his own casting of his own. But we do have the members of Spooky Ghost on the right-hand side going for the Sapper Camp to get some pressure into the bottom lane. Looks like ETC is just kind of zoning the enemy team back, making sure they don't step up into the side. They could actually look for an invade. They do have I wouldn't say like an advantage, but just they kind of have the lane pushing in already, so they could look to just go ahead and have that lane pressure moving up, and then they could then pressure the team and try and steal away their camp. But it's going to be traded out. They're just going to go into rotations, or at least, yeah, no, Gul'dan rotated into mid just to continue rotations as they're looking to maybe push up this bottom lane a little bit further. Rothgoth. You can see them angling for that power slide. There they are. They're going to have the power slide. The root comes out from Malfurion. No face melt yet. Going to knock him away with that right at the end, and they get that last auto, and First Blood will go over to the side of Spooky Ghost, and they get 1, 2, 3 sappers in, and that'll be the right side wall and the front tower going down as well. But Boundary is going to be able to clear this out, and the sapper camp on the opposing side will not get much, if any, value whatsoever. Day, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Avalanche will rise again? Is Avalanche, I wanted to ask this because I saw the name, and yes, that is my I like meds. It honestly, like, it took me a second. I was just like, really? Is that it? Because I was gonna say like Mike or something. Anyways, is Avalanche a reference to Final Fantasy VII? Just out of curiosity, or is it just Avalanche? Like you like the name is for a team? And Day, I hope you're ready for your debut of your pro play for all of us. It's gonna be in a little bit, but I'm excited about that. I have all the replays downloaded and ready to go, as Rothgoth is gonna go ahead and get a power slide, but they stepped a little too far forward. That face melt is gonna be able to knock them back, but unfortunately they find a Howling Blast, and Li Ming gets a combo into them. That'll be a counter kill, or at least they'll find their own First Blood on the left-hand side for Avalanche, and looks like they're gonna go for what I've been seeing a lot of teams go for, and this is kind of like a double play in top lane. Some teams have feigned that they're going to bottom, and Falstead's gonna kind of do that a little bit. It's apparent now. They know exactly where they're going to be, but Falstead poked out one right there. It has 11 stacks currently on the Gathering Storm from level 1. This is pretty much what the Falstead build is, what I usually go when I'm playing Falstead myself. I really like the static shield at level 4 for some extra healing. Or for some extra, like, a shielding. You could go into Hammer Gains at level 1, but I personally think it pairs better into like Seasoned Marksman, because Seasoned Marksman, you're going to be increasing your auto attack damage by killing minions and heroes indefinitely. And the Hammer Gains at level 4, the auto attack based healing, that is that percent is based off of your damage done. So if you're increasing your autos, you're increasing your auto attack healing, and I think those two have a really nice tandem. This one allows you to kind of poke. If someone steps into you, you can throw the W on them. You get a little shielding, gives you a little more sustain. They can barrel roll away once it comes off cooldown. At least that's kind of the way that I usually look at it. But right now, Yrel is going to be doing some double soak. Artana's still just pushing out through the top lane. Phoenix did rotate over to the right-hand side to go ahead and grab themselves another sapper camp for the bottom lane. And at this time, I'm looking at our minimap to see who's going to be playing what. And seems like we just get the sapper camp on the right. Looks like the same call come on the left. While this is happening, oh, actually, hold on. We have an invade coming out this time. Power slide from ETC. They're looking at this Stukov. Throws the pustule around to a couple members. The reduced healing is onto them. We do... Like Skeptic right now, I'm watching Skeptic on the lower part of our screen, and they're just throwing these combos out. No one's actually diving onto them, which is really difficult. Gonna get pushed around by the ETC, but I think they realize they can't step further into this. Eric is coming in. This is a 5v4 in favor for the members of Spooky Ghosts, as we do have that Artana still just doing some double soaking, rotating through lanes, but this will be another camp grabbed by the side of Spooky Ghosts, and Avalanche will be able to clear out the one that's presently in bottom lane. The one that's coming through, they could look to try and pressure this in while also going for the channel on the altar. What they could do here is they could just like they could try and walk the Saperzine or just keep threatening this lane and then have Malfurion split off, and as long as no one steps too far in or, you know, it needs to get that healing immediately, they can absolutely maybe they can force the Saperzine plus get the channel here. But right now, they're now realizing, you know what, we can't go for this, so we have to back off a little bit. Rogoth, I think I was saying Rothgoth. Rogoth is going to be getting the power slide away, and they're going to back off. I personally think if Spooky Ghost played that a little more aggressive towards the gate and tried to push in the sappers with a couple members, then cycled Malfurion back, they could have. I think they could have gotten both. Like, I think they could have got the sappers up and in, and they could have also gotten the channel into that. But it's gonna be 36 to 28 when it comes to core health, 9 to 9 in levels, 1 to 1 in kills, and no camps up just yet. The only thing that's gonna be is the siege, your sapper camp in top lane, and we have boss up and available. But the bottom lane, which is the two that we often see teams prioritize, is gonna be on cooldown for the next minute to minute and 20 seconds. Range and speed attack at 20 would really bump that up. Yeah, I agree. Like, if you go into, it's not Farflight Quiver, that's the Vala one, but I don't know if it's Nexus Blades for Falstad. Like, everyone used to, like, a lot of people just used to have Nexus Blades. Like, we used to make a joke, like Artanis, like, my friend would take Nexus Blades at 20, and we would always just, in comms, just be like, oh, I got Nexus Blades, GG, because, like, you're increasing your auto attack speed, and it's just like, oh, I can't lose now, but, yeah. He does have, yeah, I believe he has a range increase and a auto attack speed. Those are in tandem at level 20, and that would pair actually really well with the level 1 and level 4 we were talking about earlier. Sorry, I've been missing a lot of chat. Sorry about this. It's a reference to snow? Okay. Wait, what? Sorry, I looked over and I saw Ohio Gang, and I'm like, wait, what? Nexus Frenzy, thank you. That is exactly the name of it. The hammers at level 1s makes you sad, Bean? I like Gathering Storm at level 1 personally. That's just me though. I think you can get a lot of value with it as the game progresses. I definitely see the value of Wingman. I 100% do. They drop the raw mosh. That's going to be a purification salvo coming out. They do get the connection, I think, onto Crash and Ashes. Those are really good gust from Falstad just to get rid of that. This is a very low ETC. They're going to go down. I think there's a Horrify from the Gul'dan as Artanis finds themselves very far in this engagement, but they're going to be just living through this as they find the Malfurion kill. We actually have the Arthas is just stepping into Phoenix while the rest of the team is just dealing with the rest. Like, I like this peel and this aggression coming out from the members of Avalanche as Spooky Ghosts are going to be losing their Urel. Sappers do come in through the bottom. That's going to be all three just going into the tower right there. But the channel comes through, and that will be in favor for the members of Avalanche. They'll be sending 4 more shots into the core of Spooky Ghosts. That'll be 36 to 24 when it comes to core health. And Dragon Fury going to go ahead and grab themselves this camp for the bottom lane, as Artanis goes back and does more double soaking. Poor life of Artanis. So I did see this, that we have a new quest here. So basic attacks against enemy heroes increase Artanis' basic attack damage by 0.1%. Takedowns grant 1% bonus damage. So what is he sitting at currently? Does it say? 8.2 bonus attack damage. Now when you give me percents, Heroes of the Storm, I don't know what to do with them. So someone who's smart in chat, please help me. Crash in Ashes, not Crash in Ashes. Oh, it's Cash in, excuse me. You are right. I was putting an R in there. Sorry, I was reading it with an R. My brain added letters. My apologies. Thanks for the correction. Okay. I was looking to see, like, you're really gonna grab a camp? What's the game plan here? But there's a fight in bottom lane, as that will be Cash and Ashes. Thank you for the correction on that. Is going to be able to get the Flailing Swept to force them back right there. It is going to be 13 talent here in favor for the members of Avalanche. As Spooky Ghosts realize this, they're going to back off a little bit. When is the camp going to be up? In about 52 seconds. 1 minute 20 on that. Boss is up and available, but we have a double altar phase coming up next. I think By the time this is up and available, it should be 13 talent here, unless they can get a pick on Tyrell, but I don't foresee that happening. I think they cleared out mid lane. They're just going to get in position. I would say maybe focus the 4 and bottom lane, have Artanis try and handle mid. Maybe rotate Falstad in between all of that for a little bit of poke as well. We'll have to see. Skeptic, I would definitely want, like, the Li Ming should definitely stick with wherever the most amount of people are, just because of the fact that she has the most poke value from that, as well as the reset potential. But that will be Gul'dan with the Pursuit of Flame from level 1 being finished out. Gonna go ahead and get a little health drain onto I Like Men. Yrel diving out. Arthas is able just to walk away. Pustel going to spread around a little bit here. Artanis stepping in. That's going to be the blind coming out from them. It's also going to be a really good swap onto the Gul'dan. They're trying to focus onto that Gul'dan. Unfortunately, they dumped too much damage behind them, and so everyone has to kind of cycle back for a couple seconds, get some healing, spread that Pustel around. But I believe shots did rain out. Oh, another gust coming out from Falstad. Flailing swipe on top of that. Either way, they get, I want to say they got 8 shots during that. I think they got all 8.
Doom.
Artanis going for a swap right there. Tries to get the swap with the blade dash. Doesn't connect. Eric with an AK, or Eric with AK coming through. Silence from Malfurion. Rogoth is taking a lot of damage. Purification salvo coming out from the Phoenix as well. That's going to be the ETC going down, as well as the... I can't believe Arthas is living through all this. I was waiting for Arthas to go down right there, but no, not the case. They find a triple kill. Li Ming pops off, and they manage to steal away the Sapper camp in their favor as well on the side of Avalanche, continuing to open up bottom lane. And now with 17 to 14 seconds of 3 members being dead on the opposing side, they're going to look to open up this bottom lane and potentially get control down here. This is great for them because they also have a bell tower phase coming up fairly soon, so the conversion rate on this bottom, or the time it will take to convert the bottom lane tower back over is going to be way too long, especially if they're going to be sitting here holding it. As you can see Falstad doing that right now. So like the one thing I'm loving about this is if they can get the next altar phase, like if they can get all 3 of the next altars, they're going to be putting the enemy team down to 5 core health. It's a possibility. I don't see it happen. Well, I don't want to count it out. We'll see. I mean, they do have Falstad who can kind of get around the map fairly quickly. Looks like... Okay, so it looks like my timing is way off in comparison to what I thought it was going to be. So they should be able to convert the bottom lane bell tower back over in their favor on the side of Spooky Ghost, and Avalanche will only be able to deal a total of, what, 12 core health if they get all 3 of these? 16 if they do get the boss on top of all of that. We'll see. Sapper camp in bottom lane. Bell tower going to be regaining some health. So this is going to be a nice timing. But Malfurion is showing down here. Like, they have vision of Malfurion. This is the vision of Artanis currently. And they're seeing 1, 2, 3 down here. So they know that no one's going for this cap. Also, as a note, this cap it's perma-vision, I guess you could say, or it's got like a slight all vision. So everyone knows, like, Artanis gets the blind. Gust pushes them from Falstad. There's going to be a little bit of slow on that. Dear Lord, do they just shred them. ETC drops a mosh, but I believe it's interrupted immediately. That will be the ETC going down, as Boundary is going to be able to blink out of there, and they do get all 3. Dear Lord, Falstad's just going to go ahead and fly straight to boss, I assume. Yeah. What is Li Ming's damage right now? This is just wild to me. Like... The blow-up potential that's coming out from the members of Avalanche is wild. Like, there's people who exist, and then, nah. This is just really good play. Like, I really, their composition's working well together. They're synergizing, and they're kind of getting the fights that they need. Also, as I said, like, Li Ming is just popping off in this game. Stukov healing, let's not forget about that. 40,000 healing coming out from the Stukov right now. Woo! Actually, let's break down the healing really quickly. Oh, no, I had it right. So they're going to feed, 3 sappers in through top lane. Next altar phase will be a double. They do get the bottom lane, so macro-wise, this is a big advantage. Because of the fact that you can, feed those sappers in through bottom lane, but when you're facing a potentially core-ending, or I guess a game-ending objective phase, I'd expect you to be a little bit more aggressive, but... I'm trying to look at minimap and see, like, what would I do if I was sitting here on the side of Spooky Ghost, and I mean they're currently just trying to dive the Artanis in mid lane. Dear Lord, Artanis is hitting for 18.9. His bonus attack is 18.9. God, that's wild. All right, so Yrel in top lane. I guess getting the pick on Artanis does help them out a bit because it does, make the fight a 4v5 during this next bell tower phase. You know what? I'm for it. They made the right call. I'm gonna take back what I said. I think they made the right call right there. But either way, right-hand side, Malfurion's gonna be capping that. That's gonna be power side from the ETC. This is the Arthas coming in. Gus from the fall side. That means that this ETC is all by themselves. But Skeptic gets the channel in time, and that's game. I thought they got interrupted. Exclamation point talents. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. What are you doing, War? I had them down for like 20 seconds. I honestly hate that Artanis knew that level 1. I honestly butt that new... Okay, that's butt spot. You're trying your best there, bud. You don't like the new Artanis level 1? You don't like the Protector of Ire? I've also got quite a bit of stacks in there as well. I don't know. Their composition worked really, really well together. A lot of good synergies. Arthas setting up, Stukov rooting off of the setup, Artanis just coming in and swapping and pulling people back in, and Li-Ming never got dove on. Like that was I wouldn't say that was the issue, but that was a big issue. Is like there was a couple times during that game where I was literally pointing out, I was like, Li-Ming is just over here doing whatever she wants. Talent? That's generous. Amethyst, how you doing? Amateur opponent is just too strong to pass up. You're not wrong. I don't know, like, when it comes to actual scaling throughout the game, based on their build, they're very auto attack heavy, obviously. I don't know, like, is there a world where this actually gets value? I haven't tested it out myself. I've honestly been very, very busy, very, very, very busy. But don't worry, I'll have time to do that soon. Next, just like that, you just rushing me in the next game? I'm trying to talk about talents. How's it going, Ryu? You a big Street Fighter fan? Also, the base says hi. Hi. Amateur's really good on Battlefield, yeah. More damage, more die. So, like, that's kind of how I see it, because the big thing with Artanis was, like, I feel like he only had a map, and he had Cursed Hollow, that's it. No, no, no. Give me dog. Wait, what? Don't be Russian. Huh? Well, I'm not Russian. Give you dog? No. No, he's mine. He's my good boy. He's the best boy in all the land. Ah. Well, thanks for hanging out, friends. He could have had Hanamura. Hanamura? Wait, what? Are you talking about the NGS map pool? Ektar? I'm so confused as to what's happening in chat. I claim your dog for Team Avalanche. You're gonna have to probably fight the Ghillie Sharks first. Or Totski. Or like 100 other people. Ban is the player of the game. Oh yeah, absolutely. Kalis, how's it going? You've only missed one game. We're just getting started. How's your day? Or night? Probably your night. Or morning. I love your dog more than my wife. Wow. That's a big statement. I love your dog more than his wife. I'm upset that Sky Temple is over Hanamura. I'm upset that we had a whole poll for NGS and no maps changed whatsoever. Artanis is a jungler? Oh wait, amateur opponent works on mercs and structures. Battlefield isn't his only map. I mean, you're not wrong, War, but I'm saying in the leagues that I cast in competitive play, at high tier play, Artanis has one map that I see him on. There's the
Corgo 1, Corgo 1, Corgo 1.
Oh, it's not gonna do all of them? That's kind of disappointing. Miss Windup Bird, thank you for the 45 bits. Corgo 1. Corgo. No, I'm just kidding. Mini weekend tomorrow? Heck yeah, Kalis. I found out this week that I'm going to be on forced 50 hours until potentially July. So I then asked my company, well, I haven't asked them yet because I don't know, I don't want to know the answer. Memorial Day's coming up. What are they going to do? Are they going to give us Monday off, or are they going to give us Monday off and then say, still work 50 hours? And then if I'm like, but no. And then they're just like, well, just work Saturday. Like, let me have a long weekend so I can have a short weekend. Recreate a riot. Wait, what? Recreate the cheer video right now? Huh? Kevin and Knights are thinking about making that a good battleground to fight on. I wish NGS would allow Hanamura. That's all I'm going to say. But let's go ahead and get into game. We got game 2, everybody. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Avalanche up 1 in our best-of-3 series. We've got Skeptic on the Kael'thas. We've got Dragon Fury on the Mephisto. I think I said it wrong in the last game, but we're going to try again this game. Faquanus? No, because I'm adding a U at the end, and there's not. Either way, is going to be on the ETC. Cash and Ashes is going to be on the White Mane, and we have got I Like Men on the Artanis again. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Spooky Ghosts. We've got Colludius, I think, is going to be on the Raynor. We've got Boundary on the Hanzo. Rogoth is going to be on the Garrosh. Eric with AK is going to be on that Falstad, and Little Wolf on the Anduin. How many hours do I normally work? 40. Quans. Thank you. I usually work 40 hours, but then it's also 40 hours plus me streaming, plus me doing management stuff, plus me doing video editing, plus me, yeah. Quans. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure because like my phonetic brain doesn't really like there's points where my brain's just like, oh, there's a lot of letters there. How are you gonna make that noise? People think they like Sky Temple, but they don't actually. No, like I know we're in Cursed Hollow right now, but me personally, swap out Sky Temple for Hanamura. I would have, and I don't know if I voted. I honestly can't remember if I got a vote or if I did vote, but that's what I would do. I would swap Hanamura for Sky Temple just because Sky Temple's 1, rarely played, and 2, a lot of people just don't enjoy playing it. They tried to get a toss on a Dragon Fury, but they were playing around that really, really well. Just playing within the minion waves, so that way Garrosh has other options to potentially target. Raynor's going to break off though at this point and grab the camp. On the right hand side, I also want to point out, this is body check Garrosh. They're going to be slowing for 30% and reducing the healing by 35. I think I have that wrong. I had it backwards. So slowing them for 35% and reducing the healing by 30 coming into them. So that's going to be a nice kind of, you know, actually they just pop it right there. Interesting. It's not the longest cooldown. Sorry, I was watching that and I was like looking at talents and stuff, and then I looked over on the minimap. I was like, oh, that's an invade onto a camp that literally is just going to get leashed, and that's it. They deny Raynor the ability to get the camp. They don't even take it. They're just like, cool, we want the kill. Now we're going to go ahead and just cycle back over here, and we're going to go and just continue to get stacks for Kael'thas and ETC. I got to say, I really like that. That was a bit of a flex on them and paid off for them. Because now they're going to have to just restart that whole thing or just give it over. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. Sky Temple is voted as being more popular than Braxis Holdout, but Braxis Holdout gets significantly more games played than Sky Temple. Yeah, because no one wants to go to Sky Temple. They'd rather go to Braxis. Like, people hate them equally, but people would rather play Braxis than Sky Temple. Me personally, when I have to play Sky Temple in Storm League, I'm not happy about it. Like, I don't have a good time playing that map. I'm not saying it's bad, in my opinion. I just don't enjoy playing on it. Like, it just doesn't appeal to me. I feel like I also have a massive loss rate on it, so maybe that plays into it. Falstad gonna go for the channel right now. That's gonna be I Like Men coming in with a swap, gonna be able to stop the channel for now. That's gonna be a nice penetrating round from the Raynor to stop ETC from being able to get in there. Barrel roll from Eric with AK. Chastise goes out. They have a lot of damage on I Like Men, who's going to just try and blade dash around. Proc their baseline ability. The ETC gets a power slide in, and they're going to find another Rainer kill. With that, there's a lot of members actually, both sides have a lot of members very low. Kiel'Thas going to throw a Flame Strike into the bush. That's pretty much all their mana has available for them. I also want to point out, I didn't even talk about this, we have double mage. We have double mage, and we'll see how this works out for Avalanche, because typically I wouldn't say like the running joke, but the standard is, you know, oh, it's double mage, it's just gonna lose. But I mean, I've lost to worse things. Like, if you've ever watched me playing Here's the Storm, I'll get drafts where it's like, oh, it's a healerless composition, we should win this, and then we end up losing, because I don't know. Or like, they get no healer plus a Murky, and the Murky's just ends up running it down their god. Like, what? And then I'll play and then they'll play with them on my team the next game, and they're just like, oh, I'll just first pick Nova and just stand in a bush. Like, wait, what did I do?
Shall we see?
Anyways, 7's up on both sides. We have another objective phase coming through in just a second, as this will be camp in mid lane in favor for the members of Avalanche. A little slower on the uptake over here on the right-hand side. Falstead is going to be a wingman, so they did get the 10% on their lightning rod bonus damage, so they had 40 stacks, because it's 20 per? Yeah. Alright, I'm just skimming through some of these players just to get some without vision, because what I want to do is I want to set up so we can see exactly what they're seeing. They see Garrosh coming in, they're going to toss them. I Like Men is going to not get hit with the Chastise. That's actually, Fuckwans. Right? Did I say that right? I don't think I said it right. Yeah, Fuckwans. Maybe. Artana's gonna go ahead and use a Blaze Dash. They're gonna put Little Wolf in a horrible spot. The Into the Fray gets them out of the fray, as this is Garrosh still living within all of this damage, but they're gonna be going down in this engagement, as we do have Avalanche going for the channel. Skeptic will be able to grab that. I Like Men just stepping into the enemy team and is gonna get rocketed across the map. They're gonna trade out kills, but they do get themselves an ooh, oh. Dragon Fury was not able to get the Skull Missile in time, and so that Anduin does live. Mephisto works for double mage because he's sustained damage if well played. That's what we think too. Okay. Okay, Gesundheit. I didn't sneeze. But thank you. Alright. Falstead's gonna be going for just a couple more stacks here. They actually will be able to get one bribe if... I mean, they could just, like, bribe one unit and kill the other. If they want to try and steal these Siege Giants, they can get that 15%. God, my brain, I just put Falstead on the opposing side. They don't even steal them. They just go back and grab them. I don't know why, but I was like, Falstead, yeah, on the blue team, who's not been on the... It was just last game. Anyways, 10 talent here coming through on both these sides in just a second, and we do have Siege Giants in the top lane. This could be curse favor and... This could be curse in favor for the members of Avalanche. They do get the poke here. Rogue Goth is still going to get the toss onto the ETC. Going to just be able to hit that guitar solo, and they'll be able to back off for a second. Little Wolf going for the channel. Artana's going to be trying to get the swap. Doesn't connect. That's going to be the stage dive from the ETC. We do have the blind out from the Artana. It's the leap of faith to pull Raynor halfway through the toss from Garrosh. Kind of just an alley-oop, if you will. And now Falstad rotating up here with a huge gust, pushing them back behind the friendly team, and they find double kill here in favor for the members of Spooky Ghost. But the Artanis, they trade out 1 for 3, 4. Yeah, I take that. I 100% take that right there, because that gust from Eric was so good. And there's gonna be the single bribe, and they're gonna be able to get the other Siege Giant right here with just auto attack damage. But that gust just like pushing them back, and it kind of, I don't know, they pushed them like right into the Hyperion the entire time. That was just a really well played gust. Oh, Faquan's name sounds like a sneeze to me. So Gesundheit. Okay, thank you. Clever. Skeptic, do you get out of here? I don't know, the oh, Indomitable is what did it. I was like, wait, why didn't you swap? Suppression Pulse actually might have bought a little bit of time right there for Skeptic to stay alive. It's not the longest cooldown either. We're, what, 40 seconds on that? 50, excuse me. I saw the mana when I was last looking at it, and I saw that the timer was very low, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's 40 seconds. This is going to be a flank into Falstead. If they should have a barrel roll. Yeah. Unfortunately, diving heroes in lanes right now are a little bit more difficult due to the tower changes, but, I mean, they did revert. The towers deal the same damage without reducing your speed. It's just now they're reducing your armor. Like, the only thing that didn't change is just the armor. Like, towers hit like they used to, they don't slow anymore, and they just reduce your armor, which, that change felt a little bit better. But now, curse potential in favor for the members of Avalanche. Artanis looking for a swap is going to be able to... I think there's a Warlord's challenge, there's Endurance of Hate, everything being thrown out right now, as there's going to be a Hyperion on top of all of this. Gust from the Falstad to push them away. The Rainer does end up going down. I was like, do they have the last little bit of damage they need? Stage Jet from the ETC will find a slow onto a couple. Artanis is just going to clean up the rest of this. Actually, Kael'thas mostly cleaning things up, and this will be cursed in their favor, and the enemy team's going to be down for the next 20 seconds for 3 and 14 seconds for the Rainer, so Mephisto just steps forward, maybe looking... I don't know, I think they might have been looking for Falstad, but I think they actually just went ahead and flew up into top lane, so they're going to run it through mid lane and open this up for themselves. I would actually expect them to take the fort and then cycle into bottom, personally, because the fact that that's a boss lane, so they could go for fort and bottom, and then they can get boss and bottom towards the end of their curse. Since everyone's just about to be back up as well, they're going to be in a decent defensive posture. They do have a talent to your advantage. I don't know. There's a lot of ways you can play this. Bottom lane is naturally pushing itself out, as I think Garrosh had a toss onto one. There's a Warlord's challenge as well. They throw the Suppression Pulse out. The Endurance of Fate spreads to just about everyone. They find the Rainer kill. Artanis still stepping forward, but the core is dealing a little extra damage onto them. And you know what? Maybe running it through mid lane is exactly the call. Bottom lane's going to go down for free. 23 seconds on the subjective still, and that worked out really, really well for Avalanche. I thought that they were going to have to play more macro base, but this bottom wave got them a lot. They could have gotten more experience. They could have, definitely really escalated their advantage when it came to level and experience value here, but still, they're doing great here on the side of Avalanche's. Falstad's angling with a Gust. I'm trying to look at what's Falstad's vision. So they do know. They can see them on there. This is how much health they have. We currently have Falstad specific vision. Now, do they see Falstad? They don't. So here comes the Gust. Actually, barrel roll in. Gust is going to come through. There was... I didn't see who actually stuck on the point, but Falstad ends up going down. Kael'thas does finish the Arcane... Oh my god, Endurance of Hate came out. They finished that Mana Addict at level 1. Swap will connect, and that's Garrosh back in the enemy side. Stage art? Wait, hold on. Stage art from ETC. Do they have a power slide through for Anduin? They don't even need it, and they're gonna find themselves a camp here, or no? Are they gonna try and end? Boss and top is gonna get a free fort. Are we about to get a 11-minute Cursed Hollow game? There's no way. Falstad doesn't have Gust for 20. Core does reduce armor by 70 in those big kind of swirls that you're seeing on the ground if they do stand it by the end of it. ETC does end up going down. That's going to be the Artanis getting picked up as well. I was about to say, this core rush, it's definitely ballsy here as Mephisto jumps over the wall. Unfortunately, you kind of return to your original spots. They're going to go down. Kael'thas goes down the left-hand side, and Cash and Ashes is out of here. Falstad cancels the flight. Skeptic made us int this.
Blue team dominated.
Mephisto with the sick blink onto boss point. I did see Mephisto on there, and I was just like, there was so much during that entire engagement. I was just like, everyone pushed their buttons at once. Like, the Gust came out, and I was like, how are there still people on this point? But hey, they stick through it, and that's going to be the bottom lane boss going over in favor for Spooky Ghosts. Their core sitting at 43 health, though. It was an oof moment. It was an interesting call. I will say this. I have seen games end, so that it's not like it wasn't possible. I definitely think there are opportunities for it. Light Bomb comes out. There's a lot of damage onto this ETC, but somehow the Garrosh ends up going down. I believe the armor reduction from the towers was really helping them out right there as the Endurance of Fate does go out. Hyperion coming through for some extra siege. And I'm going to just throw out a little healing to the friendly side, and this boss will get burned down. I just want to peek over into top lane, look how this is doing. Top lane keep still fairly healthy. Alright, what are we looking at for Falstad stacking? Just 15% on the bonus lightning rod damage. I was expecting this to be a little bit higher, but It's still not bad. They can bribe 2 units right now. They could actually, well, they don't have flight, but they could have maybe snuck over here and tried to go for the flight onto that and bribe those 2 to get to 25% increased damage. Or they could just bribe like 2 units from here and still just kill the rest of it. Not that big of a deal. They've got 25 extra damage or 25% increased damage from that while they're sieging into it. But now it looks like a lot of the teams are going for camps, putting some pressure on the board, and we'll let them kind of have that crash in the lanes as the next objective comes up. This isn't going to be curse potential for either side, but we'll put you in that advantage area, and you know that means the next one will be a curse in your favor, and maybe you can open up the map on the side of Spooky Ghosts, or Avalanche will continue to run it down. We'll have to see what happens here during our next objective phase as they start to step in on the right-hand side. I like Men, I think, is just patiently waiting for a good swap target. They don't get one right there. Hanzo rips the arrow. Skeptic is not interrupted. Durance of Fate does come out. That's going to be a blind from the Artanis. The Phoenix comes out. The Light Bomb is there as well. Garrosh is going to have... There's a gust from Falstad, but the Living Bomb was enough from the Kael'thas to find the kill onto them as the swap onto Little Wolf will continue, or will be confirmed, and the ETC manages to land a stage dive. I'll say this. These stage dives are on point. Like, I'll hit a stage dive, and I'll probably hit, like, 25% of what I intended to hit. So the prediction of like where someone plans to go and like landing it like almost dead center every time, it's just been really, really cool to watch. But with 3 dead on the opposing side, they're looking just to end the game right now, and they only have to go through the shielding plus the 43% left on this core, and we can see that it is rapidly falling right now. It's less than 5k already, and this will be Hanzo over the core, but this will be game 2 over to the side of Avalanche. They take the series 2-0. GG. Well played.